Up next is the story of Jose Antonio Vargas. Several years ago, he took a major risk. The Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist came out as an undocumented immigrant. It was a fact he was not aware of himself till he applied for college. And like other stories of undocumented dreamers that we've covered here on the show, Jose Antonio did not let his legal status determine his fate. Instead, he used it as fuel to create the change that he wants to be. And he's doing that through his media organization, #EmergingUs, a digital platform that lives at the intersection of race, immigration, and identity in multicultural America. And here is Jose Antonio himself to tell us a little bit more about how, and more importantly, why he is spreading his message of hope for the way that we view immigrants in this country. Check it out.
Actually, people ask me all the time why they haven't deported me, right? So I'm like one of the 11 million estimated undocumented people. President Obama has deported more than 2 million of us, and so people ask me, why haven't they deported you? And I'm like, well, because they keep looking for Jose Antonio Vargas and they keep finding Jeremy Chang. I'm Jose Antonio Vargas, I'm a journalist, and I'm the founder of #EmergingUs. I was born in the Philippines, raised in the provinces of the Philippines. Came to the United States when I was 12. My mom put me on a plane and said that I was going to Disneyland. Found out 4 years after arriving here that my papers were fake. And I found out when I went to the DMV to get a driver's permit. My grandparents, my mother's parents, who, took care of me here, didn't bother to tell me that I was here illegally. They just thought I could, stay under the radar. The following year, when I was 17, my English teacher, Mrs. Dewar, introduced me to journalism. I didn't know what journalism was, because we didn't really read stuff. We watched a lot of television, but reading was not really high in the priority. But when Mrs. Dewar said I could be a journalist, the reason for that was, for me, was when you become a journalist, when you write a story, there's a byline that says, by Jose Antonio Vargas. So I figured if I can't be here because I don't have the right papers, at least I could be on the paper. I remember when my grandmother first saw the newspaper and saw my name in it, she screamed out loud. She was like, "What are you doing?" Because, you're supposed to hide. And so ever since then, I've been a journalist since I was 17.
Today it was 100 degrees in the fields and there's people picking fruit. And people on top of that demean them, that's not right. And those are good immigrants.
But I hid being undocumented for 12 or 13 years. Literally, I didn't tell anybody. I think all through my 20s, maybe 6 people knew at most. And I think whenever you hide a secret, whether it's being gay or being undocumented, it takes a lot of space. It takes a lot of space to hide, to be in fear of something, to try to remember, how much did I divulge to that person?
Sometimes they're calling me the homo cholo just because of my look.
This used to be a black gay club, but it's now a parking lot. So there's really not gonna be a spot for the gay people of color.
I think for the most part, the mainstream media, particularly the mainstream white media, they only report certain parts of our identities. They can only handle one thing at a time, right? So to be an Asian-looking person with a Latino name who's undocumented, who's gay, who majored in African-American studies in college and made a film for MTV called White People, I'm kind of a lot for people. But this is me. This is what I do, and this is my identity, right? I'm undocumented. I can create businesses, which I've done. I can employ people. I can fly all across America. I can speak wherever I want. Well, of course, Border Patrol can always come and arrest me, but I am still undocumented with no papers, with no legal papers of being here. I don't think a Bank of America debit card counts for, pieces of papers.